Thanks for joining us for CBN News Today. I'm Charlene Aaron. President Obama is being pulled back into a battle he tried to put behind him. 300 U.S. military advisors will soon be on the ground in Iraq, hoping to help stop the escalating violence. But the president says it's up to Iraq's leader to unite the country. Mark Martin has more.
24 hours a day, U.S. aircraft fly over Iraq, gathering intelligence while Iraqi soldiers fight the rising insurgency in the embattled nation. Additional American help will arrive within days. President Obama is dispatching 300 U.S. troops who will serve as military advisors.
We will help Iraqis as they take the fight to terrorists who threaten the Iraqi people, the region, and American interests as well.
Less than 3 years after the president marked the end of America's war in Iraq, he says he's not sending combat troops. He did leave the door open for possible airstrikes.
We will be prepared to take targeted and precise military action.
On Capitol Hill, many Republicans are skeptical.
President Obama has always been a reluctant commander-in-chief.
Senator John McCain wants airstrikes immediately.
The President of the United States goes for fundraising and golfing, and now is fiddling while Iraq burns.
There's growing concern among U.S. officials about Iraqi Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki, who has failed to unite his country's religious and ethnic factions.
Only leaders that can govern with an inclusive agenda are going to be able to truly bring the Iraqi people together.
U.S. leaders say that's key to preventing Iraq from being shattered by a sectarian civil war. The military advisors President Obama is sending will be embedded with Iraqi troops to train and advise them. Altogether, the president's actions could put about 600 additional U.S. troops in the middle of Iraq's deadly meltdown. Mark Martin, CBN News.
Iraqi Kurds are trying to navigate the stormy waters of Iraq's crisis as they fight to keep terrorists away from their region. Hundreds of thousands of refugees are streaming in. Chris Mitchell has more from the Kurdish capital of Erbil.
Since the military campaign by the terrorist group ISIS began, more than 500,000 refugees have flooded into Kurdish Iraq. Now it's hit the Kurds on the road.
The war has created a severe gas shortage here in Erbil. For example, this line of cars behind me stretches for about 2 miles, and some people have been waiting about 11 hours just to get some gas. And we've just been told this gas station has no more gas.
And when they finally get to the gas pump, they can only get 30 liters, or about 8 U.S. gallons. It's a war the Kurds don't want.
We are trying to keep away from this war, which right now is going on in Iraq. The national issue is much more important for us. We don't want to be involved in this because the war is between Sunni and Shiite.
Many Kurds believe the current crisis means they have to chart their own course.
The best thing for us as Kurdish people, I think we don't want to be with Iraq anymore. We want to be separate with them. That's enough for us. Yes.
Is that how a lot of people feel?
Yeah, it's 99% people in Kurdistan, they say this thing. They say it's enough. We want to be alone.
Many Kurds fear with countries like Shiite Iran and Sunni Turkey and Saudi Arabia pitted against each other, the current crisis is an Islamic civil war that could escalate into a regional war. While the turmoil has increased, a prayer movement has grown.
In the last couple of weeks, there's been a rise of prayer meetings, even just here in the city. And I get messages and calls of this prayer group, this prayer is going to happen in this house. So it's been happening even in homes. So we're seeing people really start to see God's face for their country. And the prayers are intensified, filled with faith and passion and big prayers.
Each one of us has the role to ask God, as we ask in the Lord's Prayer, let your will be done in heaven as it's in heaven on earth.
Mahir Tawfiq oversees a national prayer network inside Iraq, and that partners with an international prayer ministry.
I just want to encourage our dear brothers and sisters around the world to continue praying for our country, in spite of all the demographic changes, the destructions, the wars and whatever happening. God has the final word.
Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Erbil, northern Iraq.
Israeli troops clashed with Palestinians overnight in their search for the 3 kidnapped Israeli teenagers. The fighting reportedly left 1 Palestinian dead. It comes amid shocking reports that Palestinians have been celebrating the kidnapping. Julie Stahl has that story.
This 3-finger salute was just one of the ways Palestinians celebrated the terrorist kidnapping of 3 Israeli teenagers. It means 3 times the success Hamas had when it abducted Israeli soldier Gilad Shalit, freed in exchange for more than 1,000 Palestinian security prisoners.
For the first 3 days, there was complete support, celebration, people giving out candies in the street. There were cartoons that appeared in the official newspapers celebrating this as 3 Shalits. These are 3 Shalits, and what the Palestinian population assumed is that Israel would be passive, as they were in the past.
The Israeli teenagers were waiting at a bus stop like this one for a ride home. But instead, Israel's security forces believe they were picked up by Hamas terrorists and driven south along this road to Hebron. Itamar Marcus, director of Palestinian Media Watch, says there's widespread support for kidnapping Israelis among Palestinians. But the celebrating stopped once Israel launched a massive search operation.
And the Palestinian population went into shock. So that the cartoons that were appearing the first days in celebration, all of a sudden after the 3rd and 4th day, were now presenting Israelis as monsters, as terrorists.
Israeli troops are still scouring the West Bank for Eyal Yifrak, Gilad Shar, and Naftali Frankel, who holds dual American citizenship. So far, the IDF says they've searched 1,150 locations and detained some 330 suspects, 240 of whom are associated with Hamas. Marcus says if Israel keeps up the pressure until they find the teens, it could be a game changer.
Up until now, kidnapping was a win-win situation for Palestinians, and they benefited from it. If they will lose from it, it will lose its popular support, and I'm hoping that that will happen, and maybe this might then be the last of our kidnappings.
Julie Stahl, CBN News, Gush Etzion.
The GOP has a new House Majority Leader. Republicans elected California Congressman Kevin McCarthy to replace Eric Cantor. Cantor suffered a surprise defeat by a Tea Party contender in the GOP primary earlier this month. McCarthy served under Speaker John Boehner and Cantor as Majority Whip, so he's moving from the number 3 slot to number 2 in the House. Some Republicans are skeptical of McCarthy, unsure that he will vigorously pursue a conservative agenda. IRS Commissioner John Koskinen faces a grilling before Congress today over missing emails in a probe of the IRS Tea Party targeting scandal. The tax agency says it lost emails from former IRS official Lois Lerner. The computer hard drive where Lerner's emails were stored was recycled. Federal agencies are supposed to report destruction of records to the National Archives promptly after an incident. The U.S. House opened its session with a Hindu prayer Thursday. The Hindu invocation was offered by Rajan Zed, president of the Universal Society of Hinduism. Zed also delivered the first ever Hindu prayer in the Senate back in 2007. Back then, Christian demonstrators were arrested by Capitol Police as they protested the move. The Presbyterian Church USA has voted to allow gay marriage. The denomination's General Assembly voted Thursday to redefine Christian marriage as the union of 2 people, not just a man and a woman. The group approved allowing pastors to preside at gay weddings in states where same-sex marriage is legal. A majority of the church's 172 regional presbyteries must approve the decision, a process that could take up to a year. Well, supporters of traditional marriage converged in front of the U.S. Capitol building Thursday morning for the 2nd National March for Marriage. Our own Paul Strand was there on Capitol Hill.
Many of those who showed up for the march and the rally preceding it carried signs declaring sentiments like every child deserves a mom and a dad.
One of the main points of the folks behind this march is they're not just against something, gay marriage, but for something. The idea that a man and a woman raising children is the very healthiest model of family.
Marriage is the best for men, for women, for children, and for our country. That it's going to take strong families to create a strong economy and therefore a strong country.
Before the marchers actually marched, they listened to speakers ranging from former presidential candidates like Rick Santorum and Mike Huckabee to prominent Protestant and Catholic spiritual leaders. Santorum told CBN News those who want to preserve traditional marriage need to fight for it.
We've become complacent, and the reason we're losing is because they're fighting and we're not.
Santorum said Americans need to stand up to opponents of traditional marriage and traditional values.
If you see your business trying to influence your values, push back, they do. If you see your school trying to inculcate your children, push back, they do.
Not all the VIPs were just on the stage addressing the crowd. In that crowd, CBN News ran into Morality and Media's Patrick Truman, one of the strongest fighters against pornography in America.
Marriage has always been a moral matter because it's God's plan. God is the one who instituted marriage.
The marchers and ralliers hope to shape public opinion, legislation, and court rulings by coming before such institutions as Congress and the U.S. Supreme Court in vast numbers to show millions and millions of Americans still support the traditional model of marriage. Paul Strand, CBN News, Capitol Hill.
More Americans say they prefer a born-again Christian marry into their family than an atheist. That's the finding from a new poll by the Pew Research Center. About 1/3 say they'd be happy if an immediate family member married a born-again Christian. Only 9% said they'd be unhappy about it, but nearly half said they'd be unhappy if a family member married someone who did not believe in God. Only 4% said they'd be happy about that union. A new North Carolina law protects the religious rights of students and staff in the state's public schools. It says students may share religious views and distribute religious literature with reasonable restrictions. They can pray to the same extent students meditate or speak on non-religious matters. And school staff involved in extracurricular activities may adopt a respectful posture during voluntary student-led prayer. We have an update to a story we brought to you back in February. Police say a Dayton, Ohio bus driver lied when he said he was shot and stabbed by 3 black teens. Ricky Wagner had said his life was saved when his Bible stopped the bullets. But the Dayton Daily News says their reconstruction of the crime scene shows Wagner staged the entire incident. They even say he stabbed himself and shot his own Bible after placing it on the ground. Coming up, Jesus came to him in a dream. Then his Muslim father tried to kill him. How the power of God's love overcame the deadly hate of Islam.
In 2008, my husband Gary departed for heaven. I was still grieving. And then to find out I had cancer, I began praying, God, how do I do this? Where do I do this? Cancer Treatment Centers of America was the place. Dr. Neelam outlined a plan that would take care of my mind and my body, and she prayed with me.
For Bible-believing Christians, we're able to pray with them in a much deeper way as they begin to really rely upon their faith.
At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, we believe in the power of faith and prayer as indispensable allies in the fight against complex and advanced stage cancer.
I'm back in Telluride, on the mountain skiing. I feel strong and healthy.
Advanced medicine and technology.
And I am a survivor.
The warm embrace of the Spirit and the power of prayer.
These are happy tears.
Please go to cancercenter.com/faith. Appointments available now. Cancer Treatment Centers of America. Care that never quits.
This is a national healthcare alert from the Health Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You could qualify for a pain-relieving knee brace at little or no cost to you. Get free delivery, and all the paperwork is handled by our accredited suppliers at no charge to you. If you're on Medicare and have knee pain, don't wait. You may qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost. Friendly agents are standing by 24/7 to help you. Call the Health Hotline right now for details toll-free. Our friendly representatives are standing by now to take your call. We also have other pain-relieving braces available for shoulder, ankle, and your back. You may be eligible to receive these items and more at little or no cost to you as well. Call right now for details toll-free.
Operators are standing by. Call 855-740-8143. That's 855-740-8143. Again, 855-740-8143. That's 855-740-8143.
Imagine what it would be like if your decision to follow Jesus made you an outcast from your own family and even a target for death. Well, that's what happened to the man in our next story. But as Ephraim Graham tells us, the power of love broke down the barriers and reunited him with his loved ones. This story takes place in Ethiopia, and it comes to us from our friends at the Voice of the Martyrs Canada.
Abdu and his father, Suleiman, spend time praying and studying the Bible together. Some might call that a miracle.
since the two did not speak for nearly 20 years. Why? Because at the age of 16, Abdu decided to leave Islam and follow Jesus. The young man's journey of faith began with an unexpected visit.
I was sleeping and Jesus woke me up, and it was like a dream or revelation.
Abdu gave his life to Christ after reading from a borrowed Bible. His decision made his family angry because in their Muslim community, leaving Islam brings disgrace. Village leaders tried to intimidate Abdu by ordering a gang of young men to attack him.
As I was walking to school, this gang met me on the road and they beat me very badly with a rope. They asked me if I was going to continue to be a Christian and if this was my final decision. They said if it was, they would kill me.
Still, Abdu refused to renounce Jesus, and his father became so angry that he tried to kill Abdu.
We threw Abdu out of our home because of his faith in Jesus. We chased him out and he went to another village.
During his years in exile from his family, Abdu worked at a church as a security guard and grew stronger in his faith. He read more than 100 Christian books and began discipling other former Muslims who had come to Jesus. But Abdu's mother missed him terribly, and after many years of separation, she slipped away to visit her son.
During those 6 years, I heard that Abdu was not drinking alcohol or doing bad things anymore, so I decided to go see him secretly.
Impressed by the changes in her son's life, Samira began to consider Christ. However, it took 10 years before she too would leave Islam to follow Jesus.
I believed that my son's faith was true and correct, so I decided to follow Jesus.
About a year later, Suleiman's heart softened under the influence of God's big love. Now he and the rest of his family, about 40 of them, are all Christians. This hut on the family property is now a place of worship to the Lord and for hearing the gospel.
I'm very happy that my family has come to Jesus. But the most exciting thing to me is that a place near my home is now being used as a church. People are coming and praying and giving their lives to Christ.
Abdu is now a missionary to Muslims in areas that are hostile to the gospel. As for Suleiman, while he and his family are persecuted for their faith, he says he's not about to return to Islam, and he looks forward to eternity with the Lord.
The fundamentalists can do their worst to us. Even if they kill us, we're not afraid because Christian believers will bury us. For us, it's better to be alone with Christ than to live in a community without Christ. We don't feel fear. These days for us are not a threat.
Ephraim Graham, CBN News.
Up next, up close and personal at the K-Love Music Awards. Hear why some top Christian artists say it's time to focus on the fans.
Stop living with hair loss, that is. Losing your hair is no fun and no one wants to be bald, but there is hope.
Getting my hair back was the best thing that ever happened to me.
I'm happy with the way I look now. I'm very excited about my hair.
I feel beautiful.
I love my hair.
Hair Club offers all proven hair loss solutions backed by our commitment to satisfaction guarantee. If you're not 100% satisfied with the solution you choose, Hair Club will apply the purchase price to another proven hair loss solution or transplant more hair at no charge.
That was the best thing I've ever done.
It looks good on me.
Call in the next 5 minutes to get your free brochure at no obligation. It will tell you everything you need to know about your hair loss problem, and it's free if you call now.
I am more pleased than what I had even imagined.
I at least look, I would say, 5 years younger.
I'm 52, and I look better now than I did when I was in my 40s.
I feel great.
And that's not all. The first 100 people who call will also receive $250 off any hair loss solution from Hair Club. Call now.
This is a national healthcare alert from the Health Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You could qualify for a pain-relieving knee brace at little or no cost to you. Get free delivery, and all the paperwork is handled by our accredited suppliers at no charge to you. If you are on Medicare and have knee pain, don't wait. You may qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost. Friendly agents are standing by 24/7 to help you. Call the health hotline right now for details toll-free. Our friendly representatives are standing by now to take your call. We also have other pain-relieving braces available for shoulder, ankle, and your back. You may be eligible to receive these items and more at little or no cost to you as well. Call right now for details toll-free.
Operators are standing by. Call 855-740-8143. That's 855-740-8143. Again, 855-740-8143. That's 855-740-8143.
K-Love is a top Christian radio network with a nationwide impact, and they recently held their second annual K-Love Fan Awards show to give back both to the artists and their fans. CBN's Angela Zadapak was there to catch all the action.
From the Grammys and CMAs to the Billboard Awards, music award shows celebrate talent and treat fans to star performances. Leading Christian radio network K-Love recently held its 2014 Fan Awards at the Grand Ole Opry House. The night was co-hosted by singer Matthew West and Dancing with the Stars finalist Candace Cameron Bure.
The K-Love Fan Awards aren't about K-Love. That's just the name. It's about connecting the entertainment community with the listener community. And we've always had a great relationship with the entertainment community, and we've had a great relationship with our listenership, but we felt that there was a disconnect between those two.
K-Love started in Rockland, California with one small station in 1980. Today, K-Love has 468 signals across 47 states. Air One, their sister station, reaches 42 states. And because of the internet, K-Love is heard all over the world. K-Love Radio Ministry reaches millions on a daily basis. Their vision for the awards show this year is to acknowledge everyone from authors, athletes, to celebrity artists for using their faith to impact the culture of today. The weekend also offered the ultimate fan experience as a way to raise money for World of Hope, an organization reviving broken homes and communities.
We decided to develop a K-Love Hope Center in downtown Detroit. There will be things for kids, there will be after-school programs, there will be medical referrals, there will be you name it. For every 500,000 votes, a home is being released in the greater Detroit area to a veteran.
By offering interactive activities all weekend, artists wanted to keep the focus on the fans.
I had somebody come up to me and said, I saw you 2 years ago and I had cancer, I was cancer-ridden. Your concert was supposed to be my last concert and I'm cancer-free now. God healed me and I'm here tonight.
We love our fans. Newsboys believe in live show connection. Thanks to the fans. That's what we're here.
You know, it's so funny. Even though the artists may be receiving the awards, it's not really about us at all tonight. It's about the fans. And really our chance to say thank you.
And Christian music is getting the attention of the business world. Pepsi Mid-America sponsored the show, releasing millions of cans with free song downloads.
We definitely believe at Pepsi Mid-America that the world needs to hear more of this. This year we're rolling out with 25 million cans.
That's a first in the Christian media industry for a mainstream company to come alongside an obvious Christian entity.
With more partnerships like this, fans can expect K-Love and other Christian stations to continue filling the demand for faith-based music. Angela Zadapak, CBN News, Nashville.
Attention sleep apnea patients. Are you tired of the expense and hassle of getting your CPAP and BiPAP supplies? Are you fed up with dealing with ill-fitting, leaking, or worn-out masks and straps? Are you worried about the effects that unsanitary tubes, cushions, and filters have on your health? If you said yes to any of these questions, Allied Medical Supply Network has the solution to your problems. You could qualify to have your supplies regularly delivered right to your door at little or no cost to you. That's right, no more inconvenience, no worn-out masks and straps, no more unsanitary equipment, just restful sleep. Call Allied Medical Supply Network today to determine if you may qualify to receive your fresh, brand-name supplies at little or no cost. Don't delay. Call us now to see if you are eligible to save money on regular delivery of your CPAP and BiPAP supplies. Call 1-800-815-9947. That's 1-800-815-9947. Or go to cpapsupplyhelpline.com.
Announcing an important breakthrough in healthcare that can benefit everyone. If you or anyone you love needs affordable health insurance, regardless of a pre-existing medical condition, call Quick Insurance 123 today and get the immediate relief you deserve. Quick Insurance 123 was created to provide affordable health insurance to all uninsured Americans, with or without pre-existing conditions. This is not a discount card. This is a real insurance program that lets you choose from many affordable health plans, with access to doctors, hospitals, emergency services, and more. So call the number on your screen now and get the health coverage you need, just for calling. As a special bonus, we'll send you a free prescription savings card that could save you up to 85% on your prescriptions. That's right, you could save up to 85% on your prescriptions, just for calling. Call Quick Insurance 123 to find out how you can get affordable health insurance and receive your free prescription savings card, just for calling. Don't wait. Getting a free quote is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Call today.
Well, the weekend is here, and you may be wondering what's worth watching at the movies. For some answers, let's talk with Bob Waliszewski. He's director of Focus on the Family's entertainment review department called Plugged In Online. Bob, many people may be interested to check out the new movie about the iconic 1960s pop singers, The Four Seasons. Tell us about Jersey Boys.
Yeah, and it's a Clint Eastwood film, and there's a built-in fan base for his films alone. Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons have some interesting music, some music that I like quite a little bit. But my takeaway from this film was pretty much, okay, I like the music, but that was about it. In the lives of these guys, I will put it this way, infidelity and immorality are often glossed over, sometimes even applauded. Hard partying is glamorized, and although one character shouts something like, I don't want anybody just speaking like that in my house, the movie never takes that advice seriously. Harsh profanities come Gatling gun style. I could give this film only a 2 out of 5. One other thing real quick is that there just wasn't a character to root for. I can see bad behavior, but I want some kind of redemption or one character, a guy, a girl, something at the end that I say, oh, I would like to be more like them. I'd like to model my life closer to theirs. But this was just, you know, adults behaving badly from start to finish, and there wasn't really anybody to root for. Music to root for, but not characters to root for. So a 2 out of 5 is what this one gets.
Okay, well, for families who don't want to see Jersey Boys, what else is in theaters?
Well, Maleficent is still showing. I gave that one a 3 out of 5. Has possibility for older kids. How to Train Your Dragon 2 came out last week and got a 3.5 out of 5. In the CBN universe, Belle is still playing in limited release in some cities. Boy, I like that film. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. And the faith-based film, Alone Yet Not Alone, opened last weekend in limited release as well, and families may want to check out our review of that one as a possibility before they go.
Well, Bob Waliszewski, as always, thank you so much for your help, Bob.
You bet. We'll talk next week.
Well, that's it for now on CBN News Today. You can find more of our exclusive coverage of the issues you care most about at cbnnews.com. And tell us what you think about the stories you've seen here. You can do that on Facebook or at CBN News on Twitter. We hope you'll join us next time. Have a great day. God bless.
Inside every child is a hero, a leader, a friend to others, someone who helps out, who does the right thing, who dreams of what they can be, but they still need our help.
What should I do? What should I say? How should I feel?
That's where Superbook comes in. It provides moral and spiritual truths through situations children can relate to, teaching God's Word to the children you love. Join the Superbook DVD Club and receive Superbook's newest episodes as they're available, plus 2 copies to share with others, all for your gift of only $25. Get Superbook today and watch the miracles happen.
Every day, people are connecting on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
Now you can be part of the conversation and connect on topics you care about through 700 Club Interactive. Log on to Facebook, Twitter, or go to YouTube and share your opinions, your prayer requests, and your videos while making friends in our community.
Well, welcome to the show.
Join the conversation on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. 700 Club Interactive. Be a part of the show.